Hello and welcome to my podcast, Conversations with Cornelius, where I, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, discuss, chat and hypothesize on all things from fatherhood, marriage, comedy and everything else in between. From time to time, there will be special guests, but mostly it's going to be me and some regular contributors, including my main squeeze, Noelle Patricia O'Sullivan, aka the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and I am in my Octavia and I am in the middle of Thurles. I'm in the town centre. I'm parked right in the heart of Thurles. It is Saturday, the 22nd of June, not July. And Cork are playing Dublin in an All-Ireland quarter-final senior hurling match. And today I got into the car nice and early, drove into Mallow, collected my buddy, the mine guy who is with me today. Say hi, mine guy.
How's it going?
Good, and yourself?
Yeah, actually not too bad, no.
Any crack?
No, good. Surprisingly, the journey went quite quick.
Very quick.
You know, there was no awkward silences between the two of us.
No.
You know, there was no hand-holding. You didn't ask me to take off my top like you. Sometimes you kind of float these weird questions.
No, it doesn't mean I didn't think it. You know, but I didn't ask it, and that's all that matters.
That's improvement.
And if you think about it, you brought it up first today, so do you want to leave it on?
I'll probably leave it on.
All right,
yeah,
okay.
No.
So we're in Thurles. We're on the way down to the match. We've we had a lovely little car journey. We were reminiscing about some great old stories from comedians in the past, lads that make us laugh. Intentionally and unintentionally.
Yeah. There's a few, I suppose, flattering stories for some comedians, and we'll say less flattering stories
for other comedians.
And
I can see there's definitely a parallel universe somewhere where there's two other comedians on the way to some match, and they're talking about the two of us.
Oh, we're definitely we are definitely defined as gimps by other people. Yeah, so absolutely 100%. Yeah,
they'd be wrong.
They'd be
so fucking wrong because I am not a gimp. Would you wear a gimp mask?
I wouldn't wear a gimp mask, no. Reminds me of that movie. Remember the Quentin Tarantino movie?
Pulp Fiction?
Great movie.
Zayd's dead, baby. Zayd's dead.
That just came out of the blue as well into that scene.
But that's what I loved about that scene.
Yeah.
Where he just comes in, he's looking for a gun or something, and the next thing he's about to be raped in a cellar. That's a great scene.
That's a great scene. He does great movies. Ever listen to these interviews? Actually, Quentin Tarantino. He just a fan of movies, isn't he?
Yeah.
He just loves movies. It's like a fucking GA player that just made it in the fucking higher echelon of the GA world, and he's just a movie fan that just happens to be one of the best movie directors in the world.
I like. Fuck it. He's making them a while now. Like Pulp Fiction is class.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is the main character in that one.
Bruce now, he's
on the way out there. We're all on the way out.
We're all on the way out, yeah.
This time 100 years from now, we'll all be dead. And you know, you're listening to this now, you're going to be dead.
Cheery, let's lift it again, though.
What you need to do, lift it up.
Let's lift it up, yeah.
Do you know how you could lift your spirits? Sign up to my Patreon. For less than the price of a pint.
It's like Scientology ad or something.
For less than the price of a pint a month, you can get onto my Patreon, and you can get a backlog of load of podcasts, and you should fucking you're going to be dead in 100 years.
So that money's got to go anyway, isn't it?
Seamless.
They're beautiful.
That was like...
that was very good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not marketing agencies on to me going, come here, the way you plug your Patreon.
Well, I'll stop you there. They'll probably have a look at the way your numbers currently. Okay. And they go, how many episodes have you have? And you'll go, in the hundreds. And they go, right, how many patrons do you have?
Let's just say we're in double digits.
We're in double digits.
That's all. I'm not going to expand any further than that. And let's just say that if we keep going with this trajectory, we'll be in triple digits by the time 100 years comes.
So maybe that's the reason why they don't hunt you down. You're not headhunted by some
I need to push it. I'll slip it into conversation a few more times before this.
No, that was very good. That was very good.
But we're in Thurles. We've just gone for a cup of coffee and a sandwich. What kind of a sandwich did you have?
I had this Cajun chicken thing, and it was beautiful now in fairness. The staff were beautiful, really nice place. It was super nice, can't complain. I was
looking, I saw some nice bottoms.
Yeah, no, I noticed you checking out the bottoms, alright.
Yeah, and you know what? I like a good bottom on a man. I'm sorry, on a woman.
Just in case Noelle is listening. Beautiful save. I see an old man though. It's a gas, isn't it?
You're looking at an old man, is it?
I have to
Pete, it's grand.
I have to look at an old man. Check out.
You were checking out an old man.
Well. So isn't it funny? No matter how old you get, you'll always check out a bottom.
But as I said to you, right, and like I looked at it, there was some lovely bottoms walking around the place. And I am a red-blooded, heterosexual man who's very happily married. But if I see a nice bottom, I like to go, that's a nice bottom.
Yeah. Would you say it to yourself if you're by yourself? Or would you say it to somebody?
I'd keep that to myself because that would be
think
creepy. But I would also, if Noelle, to be fair now, when myself and Noelle are out, Noelle has a thing when she sees something, if she sees a man, we'll say, across the street who's a handsome man, what she says, which I think is a way worse than saying that's a nice bottom, she'd say, he'd get me now. He'd get me.
Oh, right.
That's what she says, like, and I'm like, right, okay. What do you mean he'd get you? Like, he'd get me, like, he'd get me. And I'm like, okay, that's a nice bottom.
That seems a lot more kind of...
It's a lot more kind of threatening to our marriage.
Yeah, she's kind of giving herself away to that man.
Yeah, and he'd get me. Like, about her.
You're just literally admiring a physical body part in passing very quickly.
Exactly, whereas she's committing her whole being to be... And she's accepting that she's going to be got. She's like, he'd get me, so she's like, oh, I'm going to be got. No fighting or anything.
That's a bit strong, I'll be honest with you. That's a bit much.
Do you think I should leave her?
I think, no, she's actually way out of your league still.
Yeah,
so if a few minor indiscretions, that's fine.
Yeah. You have to put up with the small things.
Cling on is what I would say.
Look, she can be with whoever she wants as long as she stays with me. That's how desperate I am. Like, I mean, we have kids now and everything, so it would be very hard for her to leave.
Very hard to leave, yeah. And if she does happen to leave, you probably get 50% of everything in it, wouldn't you?
Well, that's the thing. She's not worth fuck all now because she's not working at all at the moment. I'm in the work.
Oh, okay.
So I'd actually have to give her... If she left me, I'd have to give her 50% of fuck. Lads, what you need to do is sign up to the Patreon. Because if Noelle's gone, we're fucked.
Yeah, well, I've a very successful wife, like, so...
Oh, yeah. Laddie. Where's she from?
She's from Mexico.
Oh, right. I never heard that before.
How'd you ask me?
Cork are playing Dublin, lads. We're in the main square of Thurles. I said that. We went for a cup of coffee and a sandwich. Normally, now I'd bring sandwiches with me, but myself and the mine guy, where it's an early game.
Is this the depth of your podcast? You talk about sandwiches.
I love sandwiches.
I actually love sandwiches as well. Yeah.
I
was going to berate you, but I actually do love sandwiches.
I actually, myself and Noelle did a podcast there a couple of weeks ago, and it was nearly all exclusively about sandwiches.
So, really?
Yeah, like I was saying how I'm a better sandwich maker than her, and then she proved that she was a better sandwich maker than me.
Yeah, I don't know what the conversation, how it went, but I would say she's definitely better.
Yeah, like we were just talking about a basic a basic cheese sandwich, and the way she'd make it and the way I'd make it are two totally different ways, and her way, I have to say, is the best way.
More economical, tastier?
No, just taking this more like, I was like bread, butter, a few cuts of cheese, and here my secret ingredients was a little bit of salt and pepper.
Fucking amazing, yeah.
She was like mayonnaise, the cheddar cheese, and then spring onion, and then like salt and pepper, and then she had something else. She had something else in the fucking sandwich now.
They just tipped it over the edge.
Tipped it over the edge.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, okay, you're a better sandwich maker than me. But anyway, we went for the sandwich, and then we saw, as we were walking up through, we were kind of sauntering, we were admiring the troves of people.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's nice to see a few dubs here too, isn't it?
Yeah, we only saw fucking 4 or 5 of them.
There's about 5 or 6 from you. It's a bit. It's not great showing in their behalf, really. So look out the window here. The amount of Cork people, Cork flags, Cork jerseys, red everywhere. And just like 5 dubs. And
young people as well. I see. I'm just looking here now next to the statue of some former priest. I'd say, I don't know who he is. He looks like he's fucking.
He looks angry. Actually,
he looks angry. He looks like he is looking sternly at a couple of altar boys who he's going to bugger later on, as they don't ring the bell in time at mass. That's what he looks like to me. But anyway, underneath him is a little boy who he'd pretty much would be his cup of tea, holding a hurley. And I'm like, that's class. Young fellas around the place holding hurleys.
Yeah, no, it started off so innocent and you went down a dark path.
Another fella, another little fella across the way holding a hurley.
No,
and they're there with their dads, wholesome like.
But I think you remember those forever, don't you?
Yeah.
You remember those. Those memories are just etched in the psyche.
I remember my very first All-Ireland final by as if it was yesterday. And like, it's a bygone era, 1986.
Whoa.
My old man.
How old were you then?
I was 9. And my dad lifted me over the turnstile. It was at the time, I'd say at the very end of the time where you could get away with buying one ticket and you'd lift your young fellow over.
Whoa. Yeah.
Like, to get tickets to today's game now, it's a double header. Wexford are playing Clare afterwards.
Yeah.
Get tickets for today were 45 quid. So if you're bringing your kid, that's 90 euros.
Yeah, no.
Throw in a fucking drop of juice into the car.
Yeah.
Throw a bit of food into their belly. You know, buy them a flag or a hat.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of like maybe go for a drink? You're looking at 150 quid to go to that, 200 quid nearly to go to a match.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's worth it, but it's a lot.
It is worth it. It is worth it. Because it's seldom. Do you know what I mean? If it was every week, it would be a different kettle of fish.
Yeah. So how many times? Yeah, knockout championship hurling, fucking in Tipperary against Dublin. Yeah, brilliant.
Will we do a bit of a? What do you think? How do you think the game is going to go?
Yeah, well, I think Dublin's Dublin. I think they have one or two good games every year in them. They could have had their great game against Galway already. They capitulated against Kilkenny poor. I think Cork had too much firepower, too much pace off the bench with Kingston.
Yeah.
I think Cork will win if I give it a prediction by over 8 points. 8
or over. I think that's a very astute analysis. I would actually probably concur with that. I would think if you're putting money on this game today, the smart money would go on Cork. There is a sting in the tail of this Dublin team though, and I am slightly anxious. But you know, sometimes when you're close to the game and you're close to the team, you're going to have that anxiety anyway. Where if you're looking from afar, you'll be like, no. Like if you're looking at it from a clinical point of view, Cork should have enough on paper. But like we were trepidatious against Offaly last week. You know, we were poor at the start of the championship. We with those early defeats to Clare and Waterford, and like. We got things back on track against Limerick, but like at the end of the day, we had to win that game with a penalty in injury time. Had we not, this game wouldn't even be existing. Yep. And then we played a Tipperary team that really had given up. So we've only really had one outstanding performance. So the jury's out with this Cork team, but like the public are saying, yeah, they're the team to take Kilkenny. They're the team to take Limerick. They're the team to take Limerick. I'm not so sure. I reserve my judgment. If we win today, we're playing Limerick in the All-Ireland semi-final in Croke Park. That's the game where the men will be separated from the boys. And I just hope it's us, because like you just know yourself, like, and no disrespect now to Dublin. Dublin could come out of the fucking traps today and get an unbelievable performance. And if they did beat us, right, they'll still get annihilated by Limerick. Yeah. Whereas if we play Limerick, I think we'd have a chance of some sort of a chance. I just don't know what I need. What I need to see today from Cork. Oh look, Dublin supporter there.
Yeah, I seen a batch of them over as well. I didn't want to interrupt your flow, but yeah, they're coming in. Yeah, we're still an hour and a half from Troying, are we not?
We're an hour and a half from Troying.
Yeah.
My prediction. My prediction is similar to yourself, 8 points. But what I want to see today is I want to see Cork annihilate this Dublin team. I want to see Cork win by double digits and come in with a bit of pomposity, come into this Limerick game saying that we aren't a flash in the pan. And Limerick, you're going to have to fucking take us seriously because we're a serious unit. It remains to be seen. That's the end of part 1 of the podcast.
Yeah, looking forward to the game.
We're going to head off there now, lads. We're going to walk over and go into Thurles, into Semple Stadium, and when we come back, we might hit the road and stop down the road somewhere, or we might do the second part of the podcast here. But you'll just have to wait and see. But you won't have to.
Perfect parking, by the way.
We're right in the heart of the town.
Yeah,
amazing. Okay, go on. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Well, how are you guys? We're back. We are currently now sitting in a lay-by just outside Mitchelstown. We've just had some chips, and I thought they were rotten.
I ate them.
Yeah, I ate some of mine. I got chicken as well, and I had to stop eating that because it was pink. And I'm not talking about the singer, I'm talking about the actual colour of the chicken. Pink chicken, not good.
A delicacy in India.
Yeah, you were saying that. You were in India, you were saying that's how they eat chicken.
Well, apparently, because every chicken I had was pink, and I didn't die.
You didn't? No. You could have the constitution of a horse.
That could be true as well. So I remember Clough gave it back. We went to a restaurant there, Clough gave it back, and they were like, oh, okay. And they gave us another piece of chicken, and it was exactly the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the way to do it.
That's probably, or else you just went to a really bad restaurant that didn't take no for an answer.
Yeah. They just wanted to poison us.
Poison you?
Yeah.
So you got a burger as well, though, did you?
I did. I ate the burger. The burger was it was a burger. Like it was a regular burger.
Yeah. What would you give the
burger out of 10?
Yeah.
I give it a 7.
7.
A
How would
7
you
out
give
of
the whole meet? We went. Where we went? No, it was Enzo's in Mitchellstown. Right?
Oh, really? You're going to name the place?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we went. We're Enzo's Mitchell. I've gone there before, and I've been happy enough. But I got the chips. I didn't think were great. I thought they were a bit soggy. They were Italian chips.
Chips a bit soggy.
A bit soggy, and the chicken was pink. I'm giving it a 4.
Okay.
And that's if you're.
Is there a guy that goes around the place? Actually, he does.
Richie.
Is that Richie?
Richie's Food and Nature. He's been on this podcast.
Ah, very good.
But there's loads of food influencers now, man.
Yeah, there's one of the girls is telling me, like, if he doesn't like something, he says, "Oh, this is dirt."
Dirt!
Pure dirt.
Dirt!
It's a bit harsh, though, isn't it?
Well, he doesn't get paid for the reviews. He gives honest reviews, and it's his living now. He makes his living from doing reviews.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? I'm just too soft. I couldn't go to a business and just say the food was dirt.
Yeah, but would you not want the okay, so we paid. I don't know how much you paid for those chips and thing.
I'm a good man.
Did you spend 15 quid on it?
I think it was 15, 20, yeah.
15, 20 quid?
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're spending your hard-earned cash. You want the chips to be nice and fresh.
Yeah.
You want the chicken to
to be edible, you mean?
It was like, you know me, I'm a big fat guy. Like, I didn't eat any of it. I took a couple of bites of it. I had to put it
honest,
back.
it did take me by surprise that you turned it down.
I turned it down.
Yeah.
So 4 is actually, in my honest opinion, is fairly decent. Like, I mean, this is where I'm going by now, right? 40% is a pass when I was going to school. If I was starving, I would eat them. So it's a pass. I would eat it if I was starving. But I ate
they probably
a full
won't put
packet of Mawows in Central Stadium.
So your Google review for that gaff there is, if you were homeless and starving, you
I didn't mention anything about the homeless. You're bringing the homeless into it yourself.
Apologies. If you were starving, absolutely starving, it's like, I mean, minutes from death, that you could potentially eat their chips.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
They probably won't throw that on their Google review thingy.
Yeah. Here the guards now. I hope they won't fucking pull it. Imagine if he pulled it and said, "Sorry, no podcasts at the side of the road." Well, guard, no problem. We'll turn it off. But you know, I had a full packet of Mawa. I was at Semple Stadium, and I had an old fucking bottle of Diet Coke, and then we went for that sandwich. Like let's compare the sandwich we had this morning.
No comparison.
There is no comparison.
No.
Like, what did you get? You got.
I got some sort of a Cajun sandwich, type thing.
With sourdough bread.
Yeah, sourdough bread, yeah.
Which you said is good for gut health.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think it's much better than the normal. For me,
Yeah.
Because my belly can't seem to process bread anymore.
Are you gluten intolerant?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I believe in a world where gluten is tolerated. That's just got in one of my jokes. Yeah, there's a crow sitting on a wall across the way from us. We can see Dairygold. We can see a bit of the Galtee Mountains.
It's a bit bleak, though, isn't it?
It's bleak.
Is Mitchellstown bleak, you think?
Mitchellstown, look, I'm giving Enzo's 4. I'm going to give Mitchellstown as a town. It's a quintessential Irish town. I'm actually going to give Mitchellstown a 7 because it's the main street has a bit of character to it. There's a nice square there. They've got a hotel. I think any town that has a hotel has to be taken seriously as a town.
How do you take this place seriously? How do you mean?
Well, just that it has a hotel. That's why.
Okay, so
they also have a hurling and football team, but their football team is Mitchellstown and their hurling team is Ballygiblin, which, why isn't it Mitchellstown? I never understand this. When, like, Ballyclaw's hurling team is Ballyclaw and our football team is Ballyclaw.
Do I take a point off for that?
Yeah, well, I'm only giving the town 7. Like.
7, yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm knocking 1 point off for Enzo's. I'm knocking 1
So Enzo's is actually downgrading Mitchellstown.
Unless they fucking invite me back for
man,
proper grub.
It's harsh enough, though, isn't it?
How was it harsh? The chicken was pink, bro.
I see you throw away the chicken, and I seen the chicken, it was pink.
It was fucking pink.
No, what I will say, the staff were lovely.
And actually, that's why they're getting 4. That girl was a bloody joy.
Yeah, she was very nice.
She was joyful. So happy, and like, I was like, my chips are going to be lovely now if they've got anything to do with this girl.
Yeah, she kind of caught us off guard because we were a bit, the way we are, our natural disposition is kind of
grumpy.
Yeah, and then she come in, hello, and all this and that.
Hello to you.
Fucking it threw me. It threw me. I'll be honest with you, it threw me.
So yeah, I'm knocking Mitchellstown for that. There's a crow over there that's looking at us fucking oddly, and then look, there's 2 more crows down there. Bleak, 1 point. That their hurling team isn't the same name as their football team, another point, and that Enzo's chips were fucking shocking today. So it's a 7 out of 10 for Mitchellstown, and that brings us on nicely to the match that we went to see.
just still feel bad for poor Enzo. Maybe there was
Why do you feel bad for Enzo's, man?
Think about this. Maybe there's just the chef was just happened to be out today. He's sick, and then he got his.
What about if I get sick from eating their food?
Well, that's no.
And then I can't go to work tonight. I have a gig later on, like.
Yeah, no, that would be a shame.
Yeah,
that would be a shame.
You know what I mean? Well, like I'm just.
See, that's why I'm saying I'm so soft. I couldn't do what Richie does.
Yeah.
I actually could. I couldn't say something's dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it's not in the Irish people to complain. I'm. Do you know what I'm trying to do? Right. I'm just trying to fucking. I'm trying to have opinions on stuff. Do you know that kind of way? Like that food was fucking fit for those crows over there. Those crows would be all out to eat that pink chicken. You know. Now they probably would. They'd look hungry. And they'd be welcome to it. Only that I wouldn't even give it to the crows.
No, you've too much respect for the crow kingdom.
Yeah. I'll bring it home to the kids.
Brought to you by our sponsor, Enzo's. Which is
looking for a bag of chips. Don't go to Enzo's. Well, do if you want to. Like, this is only my own personal opinion, obviously. Like, I'm sure that they've... you could be right. It could be a one and a bad thing, like one bad bag of chips, but they, like, yours didn't look great either, and the chips were only all right. They were only all right.
They're okay.
But anyway, enough of Enzo's. So we predicted, we last time we were talking, we were inside in the Aris, or we were inside in the Octavia, and we were in the square in Thurles, full of anticipation for the match. Mm-hmm. We were kind of saying 8 points is what we were kind of predicting.
Yeah.
We were like, 8 points, we get that, we're happy. I kind of said, well, look, do you know what? Fucking 8, I'd be happy with that. But if we got double digits, then we could kind of go into the Limerick game and be full of, all right, okay, we saw off Offaly, that was a struggle. Then we met Dublin, we fucking rectified the problems there, and we saw them off with a 10 or a 12 point win. And the actual truth of the matter was, would you like to discuss it?
It was a dour game though, wasn't it?
Dour.
It was a scrappy game, there was a lot of mistakes. Dublin were poor. Cork weren't great, but then again, maybe Cork are already playing to their standard of their opposition. It's just a funny game. The crowd were a bit we were a bit dead. It was like a game. Okay, we'd play it, we'll win it, and we get on to the next one. That's what it felt like. Just it was one of those things we just had to get over at Dublin, and I suppose we did, but it wasn't great.
It wasn't great. We only won by 5 points, so our prediction of 8 was wrong. I would mirror a lot of what you're saying. Maybe Cork are maybe a bit like that. Maybe they kind of play to the level of the opposition. That's an interesting take, because we played Limerick. We beat them by a point. We were up in their faces. We lacked aggression today. We lacked cohesion today. Positives was Robbie O'Flynn coming on, getting 2 points. Negatives, Aaron Connolly didn't burn a ball in full forward. Or we had a late change to the team as well. Our centre half back had to go out, and he was replaced by Luke Meade in at midfield, and Tim O'Mahony Tim O'Mahony was wing back, yeah. Joyce went in centre back then, which is his natural position. But we looked fucking off the pace, man. We looked like, honestly, we're playing Limerick, right? Because the second game, Wexford and Clare, we stayed for 3/4 of that. And Clare won that game.
To be fair, there was more intensity in the first 20 minutes of that game than what we've seen in the entirety of the fucking Cork game.
And it was teeing up to be a great game, the Clare-Wexford game. Wexford just got a goal to level it, and then suddenly their fucking corner forward got a second yellow. He was booked harshly for the first yellow. I thought he was booked straight away, like after the throw-in, like 5 seconds into the first half.
I think the referee should just allow a little bit of leeway. I mean, it was a tackle, and do you know what? Even midway through the game, it probably wasn't even a yellow. And it's very harsh.
Yeah, very harsh, and it immediately changed the balance of the game. It was a draw game when that happened, and then
that second yellow occurred, and
second yellow, he was off, and then it was just before half time, and then Clare came out and they just fucking powered them away. You can't play intercounty senior hurling with a man down and
for an entire half
and expect to be on the right end of things. It's very rare,
especially when you're the underdog anyway.
And you're the underdog,
so
exactly. So we're playing Limerick now, right? And I think could be next week. It could be next week or the week after. I have to double check that now, but it's within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I fucking hell, I cannot see
Look, we'll be major underdogs. We've beat them before. We conceded 2 poor goals against them. Still beat them. But I think when it's a do or die game, like we discussed there in part 1, I think Limerick are going to be different. It's a do or die game for them. And I think
they're getting better and we're getting worse.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's kind of looking. Yeah, kind of unfortunately. So
it's looking like it's going to be a Limerick Kilkenny All Ireland final unless Clare can beat Kilkenny in the other semi-final. And you know what? It was nice to see fucking Shane O'Donnell and Tony Kelly.
Jeez, O'Donnell's amazing, isn't he?
O'Donnell was unfucking believable.
He's the most unselfish player as well, though. He brings people in, links people in. For a small man, he's quite good in the air too. Yeah. Lovely skill, lovely balance. He's great to watch.
And he got a goal. They got 2 goals. He got the second goal. We went actually after his second goal. We were like, this is over. Now he did take about 755,000 steps.
Yeah, it was like rugby.
Yeah, he definitely took, I'd say, double-digit steps, 10 steps before he hit the ball, but he was in the middle of a clutch tackle as well. So the ref was probably being a little bit lenient, but like, come on, ref, 10 steps. Like, yeah, but you made a great point to me. Actually, you said if that happened out the field, he'd have been blown up ages ago.
There should be no grey area.
There should be
steps
no
or steps.
Steps or steps. And that's it. But then again, you could say that about the yellows, the 2 yellows as well. Technically, they were both yellows. Like the first one, we watched it back on Twitter. Like it was a high thing around the neck, and the second one was a chop down in the hand.
Yeah, I suppose
they're 2 yellows technically. Like
when you say it like that. But I just just the first one, it didn't. Yeah, it's still above the shoulder.
Do you know?
Yeah, it is. It is technically a yellow card. It is above the shoulder, but there was no fucking. You know, I suppose the physicality of the tackle wasn't great, but it still was above the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, and it's like when you're saying there's no grey area, it's interesting because if there was no grey area, I'd say that match would have ended in like for the Cork Dublin match. There was a melee at the end of it. Probably to the letter of the law, 6 people could have been sent off. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there needs to be common sense. Actually,
yeah, the referee needs to show his discretion.
Show the discretion, and I think that's why the first yellow probably shouldn't have happened, and maybe the second yellow. Yeah, okay. Look, I've given you a warning there for the first one. But then again, I don't know, it's a fucking tough one. Anyway, it's wide open now. We're on the wrong side of the draw. We're against the immortal Limerick boys. And
what do they go for? Is it 5 or?
They're going for fucking 5 in a row, man. 6 in a row. 6 in a row Munsters, 5 in a row All-Irelands.
Yeah.
Never been done before. They've emulated the 4 in a row. Kilkenny did one. Cork did one. They've emulated that. So they're already standing with the giants, and now they're about to stand on the shoulders of the giants, and they're fucking giants themselves. So giants standing on giants' shoulders.
That's quite tall, isn't it?
Very tall, and I'm only 5'7", so you know that's very intimidating for me. Like, so yeah, that's the next one. Cork, the footballers are playing tomorrow. We'll find out about that tomorrow, but that's kind of it. Now, do you want to say anything else?
No, happy out. Yeah, at least we won.
What do you think of the day? Did you enjoy the day out?
Yeah. You know, I spent a lot of time with you, I suppose.
And yeah,
it was. You know.
Did you enjoy it?
We got through it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you want to come and see me do a live podcast, you can. I'm in the Cork Opera House on the 4th of September. I've got a really good guest. I know I've this fella here beside me today.
Who are we getting on?
I've got a proper guest at the Cork Podcast Festival, Chris Kent.
Oh, I'm not involved, no?
No. You're kind of this is now. It's kind of pre-season for me.
What about if something happens to Chris? Could I be on standby or?
Get back to me. Yeah, get back to me. I'll put you on the list.
Is there?
No, there'd be a lot of people on the list, and you'd be kind of at the bottom of it. But listen,
I'm on the list.
You're on the list.
Thank you.
Buy tickets. Pete might be on it, lads. He might be on it. He might be on that show. Just check.
Is it a paid gig now, or
would you be getting paid? Is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, you don't have to pay me anything.
Well, if I'm going to be involved in the big show at the Opera House,
I tell you what, man.
You're making money. I would surely make a bit of cash.
If I can squeeze you on, you'll be handsomely paid. Now, if I can't, unfortunately, you won't be.
Okay, I see. So sometimes we struggle making mortgage payments, so I shouldn't bank on this money coming in.
Don't bank on it. Have you got a few extra quid on you now?
Well, I bought a lot of chips out of food today for yourself, so I'm actually down on money.
You actually paid for both my meals today, man.
Yeah.
I might get you back on the podcast actually next week. Although you did try and poison me with the last fucking bag of chips inside.
But I don't get paid for this either. I'm actually losing out big time.
You're losing out big time, man. But look at this. Think of the exposure you're getting.
I looked at the views on YouTube. I'll be honest, they're a bit low.
YouTube is a new platform for me, and 20 views is a lot. Okay. But yeah, come to the show in the Opera House if you are up for the crack. It is a Wednesday. What else are you going to be doing on a Wednesday? Not a whole pile. Chris is brilliant. He's enigmatic. He's completely different to the mind guy here. Like, so what you're getting here now is you're getting.
I don't know why did I do this? I don't know. So listen, I paid for all your food. Are you fucking?
He's a great guest, guys. Honestly,
it's a one-way friendship, though, isn't it?
What you're getting here now, guys? Think of this, and like as the opposite to what would be going on, and like I mean,
you mean articulate, intelligent?
Anyway, go on. Good luck. Good night.
I won't be back.
Stay in by the wall. Bye.